Hello Year 10 and welcome to the final lesson of physical landscapes in the UK and coasts. Now for your starter, I would like you to use a Scrabble board and think of the highest score you can gain using any key term from physical landscapes in the UK and coasts so far. So please pause the video here and have a go at this activity. Let me know how many you get. Okay, next, what I'd like you to do, again, pause the video here for 3 minutes. I want you to name and explain, maybe to a family member, as many types of coastal erosion, transportation and weathering as you can. You're going to give yourself 3 minutes for that one. Okay, so this week you're about to take a test. You've got a week, so it's Friday today, and you've got a whole week till next Friday to do some revision and then submit your test. So we're going to do a little bit of revision activities and a few exam practice questions in preparation. So let's get started. Now, pause the video here. Can you recognise the different types of waves here and what is going on in each one? So A is your constructive wave, so longer wavelengths, strong swash, and then a weak backwash, so allowing the build up of beach material. Whereas B is a destructive wave, so taller and steeper waves with a shorter wavelength with a weaker swash but a very strong backwash which erodes the beach and brings the material back down, resulting in a steeper beach. Okay, so I want you to write numbers 1 to 8 in the back of your book. I'm going to show you some pictures and I want you to decide whether what the landform is and whether it's formed by erosion or deposition. So if you're ready, let's get started. Number 1. I'm hoping you're thinking this is a bay and this is a depositional feature. You can see your headland up here, which will be being eroded, but as the waves and the swash hit the headland, the wave energy is refracted, giving much slower waves as they come into the bay area, which obviously has eroded the area historically, and now the beach material deposits. Well done. Number 2. Well, that looks suspiciously like marram grass, doesn't it? These are sand dunes. These are depositional. Well, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 stacks that I can see there. So here are your arches, stacks and stumps, and you see a lovely discordant coastline there of your alternative bands of geology, your harder and softer rock. So here is an erosional landform. A bar, excellent. And behind here you've got your lagoon, so this is a depositional feature. A wave cut platform, so historically that cliff would have started all the way over here and has now retreated thanks to the wave cut notch etched out at the bottom at high tide, and then the collapse of the cliff has left this rocky outcrop. A spit, I hear you cry, and we can see some brilliantly placed groins along there to build up the beach here at this spit. Excellent. Another depositional feature. Arch. Historical stump out there as well. So this is a headland and erosional feature, but also actually we've got a bay feature there as well, which is depositional. And another headland there, so an erosional feature and a wave cut notch. Yeah, so eventually over time this is actually going to disappear. Okay, next, so we need to remind ourselves of longshore drift, one of the most important processes in coasts. So we have our oncoming prevailing wind, so where the wind is coming from, and then returning at a right angle as backwash. And this process continues and moves sediment along. So just remind yourself of that very vital, important process. Then we have a spit, so remind yourself of where all of the different key terms go within this. So, do we know our coastal map symbols? You might have to do some map reading in your test this week. So just remind yourself of what things look like on the map. So just pause the video here and take a minute just to ensure that you know what the different features look like. So we have 4 assessment objectives that are going to be looked at this week. Knowledge, AO1, concepts and processes like your types of erosion, transport, etc., AO2, AO3, making judgments, and AO4, using your skills. So take a little read through what makes an excellent 1 to 3 marker, 4 marker, and 6 marker. So you might want to pause the video here and just have a little watch of the formation of a spit and just remind yourself of this one in particular. This is a talk through of how to answer this as an examination question. And now I guess the rest of the time is over to you. You know, however long you want to spend on this, you've got a whole week to take the test. So when you feel ready, take it. So what I would suggest for you to do is go back over your physical landscapes of the UK tick list, which is just the area on the left hand side here, because the other side is rivers that will start in September. So go over and just check you're happy with everything that's on there. We've got our brilliant Lyme Regis case study to use as well from last week. So whenever you feel ready to take the test, go for it. It's 30 minutes long. It's sent as a Word document and I'd like it typed. So just look out in the highlighted areas how many lines are required for each question. Use case studies wherever you feel that they are needed. And then this is due on Friday the 9th of July, so a week today. The final week of learning, which is a week after, will be used for dirt and feedback. So what I'd like to think about, or you to think about, before we finish today's lesson is, from what we've gone through today, what are your major areas, especially from the topic tick list, that you feel like you really do need to go over before you sit that test? Maybe processes, landforms, whatever it might be. Go back over them, and then when you're ready, take the test and then submit it by Teams. Now, if you can't submit it via Teams, I know some of you would like to do it in the classroom, in our Monday or Tuesday sessions. That's fine. And if any of you are being taught by Mr. Palmer at the moment, you can ask him for the same thing. Alternatively, you can email it to me as well. So good luck, guys. You're going to be smashing. Well done.